I'm going to be ranking tower defense games in Roblox. First up is TDS Tower Defense Simulator. I already know what ranking this gets, but let's discuss it first. This is Fallen mode. If you are not aware, it is a difficult mode, but less challenging than hardcore. This is the Fallen King. He has very high quality details and animated abilities. The towers are also well animated with good graphics, especially these accelerators. The game is also well balanced overall with very consistent gameplay. The game has had frequent updates lately and there are many game modes. My favorite feature is matchmaking, which lets you play with others anytime you want. With all that, I will rank TDS in S tier. Next is TDX, created by John Roblox. I'm in Endless mode and this is Apex Predator. You can tell how high quality this game is just by looking at him. Also in my opinion, TDX has some of the best soundtracks. The towers are very unique, most of them based off real life military. The warship is one of the best towers in the game. It is a well made tower with great graphics. TDX gameplay overall is very hardcore. In Endless, for example, enemies can have millions of health, and tower micromanagement is required to win. All towers also have health, so bosses don't just stun your towers, they can delete them. Additionally, another great feature, most towers have 2 separate paths to choose from, adding a lot more strategy. It is a very fast-paced, exciting game and very well optimized. You will not notice major performance issues even on low-end devices. With all that said, I'm ranking TDX in S tier. Now TDS and TDX are interchangeable in my opinion. I'm not putting one ahead of the other on this list, but comment below which one you think is best. Now for probably the most popular tower defense game in its prime, Toilet Tower Defense. I checked it out upon release and it had cheap quality, $5 budget. So I think I'm giving it a C tier, but I should join it first, maybe they improve the game. Everything is way too colorful. I'm not liking the design so far, the GUI looks a bit like Adopt Me. We have to check out the game though. Alright, picked medium mode. This is the same enemies as last year, and the TV man still has no attacking animation. The enemies just slide. Okay, this quality is actually so bad. To be honest, I thought the quality was poor upon release, thinking the game was rushed due to a trending meme, and I thought they would rework things eventually, but I was wrong, this is still $5 budget. I'm actually giving this a D tier. I do not know any other game this popular with this low quality. Next is one of the original tower defense games on Roblox, Tower Battles. My favorite feature is obviously the PvP. It never gets old. Defeating your opponents requires good strategy. Either build the strongest defense or the alternative, sending a ton of zombies effectively. Honestly, if you ask me, the alternative gets you wins much faster though if done correctly. It is fairly balanced because you need a good economy. As you can see, hidden bosses are difficult to counter. Not even Zed will save you, one of the strongest towers in the game. Even though sending is part of the game, the opponent might not find it too funny. Usually they say GG, but he says it's not a good game. No GG, but it was. Tower Battles has some really cool towers. The quality and animations have been greatly polished. Some of my favorites unique towers are Graveyard, look at this Jack, and Railgunner. I really like the simplicity feel of Tower Battles gameplay and style. That was the Void, the final boss in survival. In Tower Battles Prime, I would rank it S tier, but due to no recent updates, I have to give it A tier. Next, Tower Blitz. Let me just say, the graphics in this game are insane. It has really unique towers, and recon base can spawn this Blitz of Finality or Alien Warfare vehicles. The game also has some great soundtracks. I like the high quality enemies and wave structure. And 2 tower paths add strategy. Expert mode is very challenging overall, unless most of your players know what to do. My favorite feature is the modifiers. They can add extra difficulty for greater rewards and even more of a challenge. Also, they have this free camera feature, letting you take some cinematic clips.
Greetings, my friend.
This is Overlord, the final boss of Expert mode. He has some of the coolest abilities in my opinion, especially his amplifiers. When at 200,000 health, they will heal him until taken down. In Tower Blitz Prime, I would give it an S tier, but due to no recent updates, I have to give it A tier. Next, Cube Defense. This is an older game, classic like Tower Battles. The map and tower quality is very good. In my opinion, however, some of the enemies could receive a rework. I like these dragon types of enemies, though most of the enemies are just cubes. Now, one of my favorite things about Cube Defense is all of the game modes. They have competitive, as well as standard modes, unique Cube Apocalypse mode with only one large wave, sandbox mode, and even most exciting being the challenging modes. The Trials, the Winter Event, Nightmare mode, and Endless. That is a lot to do. Cube Defense requires strategy. You could bring 10 towers. Overall, it could be very challenging and exciting. I'm placing it in B tier only because of somewhat non-frequent updates, and I believe the player count would be higher if they added more unique enemies that were not just cubes. Last game on the list being Anime Vanguards, one of the most popular anime tower games right now. Let's check it out. The lobby is a bit bright with a lot of crazy colors. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of the GUI. but let's go summon some units. For some reason my face is gone, that is not normal. Okay, here's the summon menu, would prefer more simplicity. I'm going into a match now. This is a story mode layout. Honestly, I like regular game modes better than stories. It's just that every anime tower game has this, not feeling too original. Alright, I chose a Luffy tower because One Piece is my favorite anime. These are definitely Dragon Ball Z enemies. So far the graphics are very good, the tower itself however does not have the best idle animation. No cool pose or anything. I've done several matches now and unlocked more towers. This is a nightmare mode, not too much has changed. The boss has no abilities, and the gameplay is slow-paced. Also, I think this game is really grindy. I beat 3 matches and I'm level 2. Not even close to level 3. Giving this game a C tier, graphics are really great, but the game is not original.